Let's see. So let's look at a couple. Let's look at a spherical wave intensity. All right, spherical wave intensity. So, we got to think back. What were the spherical waves? That was, we had a point source like this, and we sort of drew it like this, like circles coming out from a point source. And we said, oh, yeah, that's kind of like the high and the low and the high and the low and the high and the low. And it's going out in all directions like that. That was what that was. So usually then you would say the point source, that's weird, emits a finite P, right? Some power P, power. And usually, unless you're like a sadist, you would say at the origin of some coordinate system. You wouldn't want to put it off the origin. That would lead to bad times. So then we can say, well, what is the intensity as a function of r? What is intensity at some distance? Distance. All right, so here's the point source. I mean, that thing is a pretty good point source. It's radiating in all directions. Some of it's bouncing off of the table. But if I get a certain distance away, d, what is the intensity I'm feeling? Well, it's just geometry, basically. It's just you're saying you're taking this entire total power and you're spreading it over the area of a circle. So what's the area of a circle? Pi r squared? No, it's 4 pi r squared. But what is r in this case is just d. We're doing like an imaginary circle at distance d. If I'm d away, it's spreading that power over a sphere that's all d away. So 4 pi d squared. If you can't remember if it's squared, remember it's an area. So 4 pi d squared. And what would that be in? That would be in watts per meter squared, because it's an intensity. There we go. So that's an example thing you could calculate, very plug and chuggy. How can we possibly make it complicated? It's not easy. Okay? We could have a source, we say it's emitting a hemisphere of light, only in one direction. Then the area would be 1/2 4 pi d squared. We could get into steradians on you, but I decided I don't want to do steradians. Too tired. I'm getting old. Too old for this sort of thing here.